Bonjour! So we are back in Riverview for another renovation, and this time we are in the edited version of Riverview because I'm doing a house that existed in the original version, but I had moved to the house bin. I saved it for later, and I built something else where it used to be. So it used to be there, and it's now over there. It is Tish Cottage. I'm going to pin on the screen the playlist with all the previous makeovers and let's build in that project, but also the episode where I'm talking a bit more about the backstory of moving that house from that one lot to that other one. So that said, let's check it out in edit-on mode first. It is Tish Cottage, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and the size is 30 by 20. It's the same as the original size. That is 20 by 30. Okay, same thing. Okay. So this 2-bedroom home is a wise choice for a young family. Its classic lines and clean floor plan make it move-in ready and one of the nicest houses in the neighborhood. Also, it's a starter home and I'm going to keep it as a starter home, so it might not be as furnished as other houses, though it's not a big house, so I might go a bit wild there. But yeah, let's tour the house first. So I already have a pretty good idea of what I would like to do outside for the exterior. You can check the video where I'm talking about that. I've linked it. It's planning Riverview number maybe 7. But yeah, to recap, I'm going to close off the porch area, I think, or do something with an archway or something, dress it up a bit, and maybe use that space here because it's not necessary, and that could be like a stone bump out that would go more with the cottage vibe. The lot starts here and goes up to there, I think. The back is a bit boring, but I might do an access depending on how it is laid out and how I'm going to go with it. I might add an access to the back. I'm not done with the version of Riverview in Cradle Wall, so I might even add a fence there. I'm going for a more rustic look, for sure. So let's get inside. Oh, this time there is a floor there. Okay, good. So it is a bit narrow for the main rooms. So I'm thinking I might change the floor plan so that the 2 bedrooms are actually there. Where the living room is, it's a bedroom, and this one remains a bedroom. And then the main room is there. That way it won't feel as constrained, I think. Not as squeezed. It's a bit too narrow. This is a nice idea to have like a clear demarcation line between the 2 areas, but there is space here that could be used. I'm thinking I'm going to do that. I might use the bump out here to have the bathroom, or even maybe, I was thinking a half bath, but maybe the whole bathroom there. And then maybe either on that side or at the back of the house, an access to the yard. And since it's a cottage, I'm going to also have more plants around, flower bushes, most likely. Yeah, I'll see. Maybe a fruit tree. Let's go back overview for a last look at the house, the original house as it is. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to keep much of the furniture there, so that's why I'm not going in detail room by room. I'm going to go rustic, more cottage vibe for that house so that it fits the name and keeping in mind the description. Okay, so these are the main ideas. Let's get started with this house. So, for reasons that are going to become apparent later, it's important to note that I've added an upper floor to the whole house, and the main reason why I did that was to accommodate an archway here for the front porch. And to have that as the main entrance, so that the SIMS could route there. I needed to have a floor above the one where the stairs, the steps are leading to. So that's the SIMS, could route there. So the steps, front steps, they're actually one floor below the archway, and also removed the ceiling there, so that looking from the top down, there is only one floor visible. It is as if the top floor doesn't exist, and it's tiny, but it is there, and it has the fact that there is an upper floor has consequences for a bit later. But first, let me tell you about the outer walls, and I kept changing them because I couldn't find the one I wanted for a cottage vibe. And same thing for the roof. I kept changing it. At first I thought I wanted a thatch roof. I came back to that a bit later, but the finished version doesn't have a thatch roof, and I don't remember what it is. It might be that one. So yeah, for the outside, I wound up picking the red brickwork there for the bump out, and a more toned down version for the base, for the foundation wall. And then for the main part, for the wall there, I did try having more rustic looking siding, but yeah, it did not really fit what I had in mind for a cottage. And so then I went a bit more rustic with timber framed walls, and I kept that version. So it's a bit, it looks like the house looks like a house that could be in Normandy in France, for instance. And maybe that's why I went a bit wild later, because I suppose the end version looks like one of my dream houses. You know, I have several of them, but so yeah, for the layout inside, I went with what I had in mind, to have the main room on the side with an open floor kitchen, but it was already the case previously. And on the other side, there is the sleeping corner with, in the added bump out, the bathroom. So I moved the bathroom from the main floor plan to the add-on that was part of the porch before. And the add-on to the footprint of the house is that small area at the back. I think it's going to be smaller. I think it's 1 tile wide. Yeah, this one here, but 3 tile longer. So a bit longer than that. And just that part here is an addition to the original footprint of the house. And the remaining part is the original house that has been made over. I've changed all the windows, I think. And yeah, again, with windows, I was trying to have a more cottage vibe there, and try to get the best fit I could find. So the front porch is actually not smack dab in the middle, at the center of the house. So there is one more tile on the living room side of the house. So I used that space to have a big bay window, a 3 white one, and place the same one on the side, because actually it's the orientation of the house not that great, because the front is facing north, so the side for the living room is facing west. So that's why I wanted to have a big window there to take advantage of the sunlight during the late afternoon, beginning of the evening there. And the bathroom does have a window, but a tiny one on the side, so it's not really visible from the front of the house. And yeah, that's mostly for the walls. For the garden, I went with a lot of flowers, flower bushes, and there is going to be a vegetable garden, but not yet. I mean, I'm going to do that at the end. I haven't filmed the tour yet, so I might change a few things, correct a few things if I see them before the tour. But yeah, there's going to be one, of course, and there are a few, at least a couple of store items, free ones. I'll include them with the download. Also wanted to talk about the stove. I really wanted a fireplace in the living room, so I went with one of the stoves, and it's not the one I wanted because I wanted the one from Aurora Skies, but it's a paid item, store item. So instead I went with the one from the 70s, 80s and 90s stuff pack. And that's why there is one there. I wasn't sure because of the price, and that's when I realized that it's for free there, because the whole floor here, as you can see, there is a big level skip marker there, because the floor above is not one that is supposed to be existing there. It's just because I wanted to have a front archway and also stairs leading directly to the front porch. So that's to accommodate that I needed a upper floor, and that's the upper floor is the part that is being paid for. So all the furnishing is for free in that house. So it's a bit like an apartment. When you use a level skip marker, it means that that level doesn't count. So I usually do that for the exterior when there is some foundation for the house. That way, most of the time they skip, even in when viewing the lot, you don't see the foundation. You don't need to, because it's not really part of the livable part of the house. There, it doesn't count because it's on a level that is not supposed to exist. But the Sims, they can actually access the level that are skipped like that. It's just that we don't really see them. They can disappear if you don't zoom in on them. And in an apartment building, it would be the floors above or under the apartment where they are living with that marker. And if there is a stairwell, I mean, they are still using the stairwell to get to the apartment, even if there is a level skip marker at one floor under the apartment. So what I mean is that they can totally use everything there. It's just that it's way more furnished than a starter home should be, and it's still a starter home. And since I really like the building, I want to be crazy with the furnishing, because I really wanted to furnish it accordingly to the type of building I'm imagining it to be. And yeah, so that's the explanation. If you think it's too much cheating to have it so furnished, it can be, I mean, everything can be removed. As for most of the buildings that I do, makeover and build, that to change, remove, or customize anything in the house that is included where the marker, the level skip marker is, you do need a cheat. That is not really a cheat, because, well, I personally think it's more like a building tool in the game. But, restrict build by in buildings, false, and then you can adjust, remove, customize, or buy more stuff for the lot and the part that is included with the level skip marker, so the whole floor there. So yeah, the one they are actually paying for here in this version is the one above, that is only includes like some beams and maybe a couple of lights. So yeah, it remains cheap, and the walls, of course, there. So that's what raises a bit the price of the house. I think it's. I haven't done the end tour, so I cannot be 100% sure. But I think it's around 14,000 simoleons. Yeah, the whole house. And so starter home, but very furnished, and with 2 bedrooms, one more like a main bedroom for the parents, and another one for a kid, or if you... No, I think I've put like 2 beds, so I was trying to think, because I've done several makeovers since then. But yeah, I've put a bunk bed in the kids' bedroom, and then there is the bathroom just nearby with a bathtub shower combo, if I remember well. But I think I've done it already. And yeah, I'm talking at the same time. I'm not really watching what I'm doing on the screen. So that's why voiceovers are a bit more difficult to do, because they are not always synchronized with what's going on the screen. So yeah, that's mostly what happened with the house. For the furnishing, I tried to keep it both rustic, but also something that could have been picked by a contemporary family. So it's not rustic and with a lot of oldies, you know. There is a big TV, for instance, and a corner sofa. So the idea was to find a nice balance between a more rural look and some modern touches, so that a family, a nowadays family, could live there without lacking anything. And yeah, it's not an ancient house. It is supposed to be a modern cottage. What I went with there, because the original house did have a modern touch to it. It's just the cottage part I had a hard time fitting there. So I guess with this makeover, the idea was to try and bring out that cottage vibe from that original house. Overview of the lot. I'm going to do the outside first. So there is a parking place here. That's a cherry tree here. A small dining area outside. I haven't put a grill, so that's something that can be added. Something I've added after the tour is a clothesline, because I had forgotten to put one. And then they have a small garden at the back with a few more harvestable plants. Then let's get inside. I'll try and point out the handful of free store items that I've used there and that are going to be included with the download. And so, front porch here, main door. In the bump out here we have the bathroom, a bedroom here, another one a bit bigger over there, and then the main room with the living room area, dining, kitchen, the washing machine, and the back door is just there. So that's the second bump out that wasn't on the original footprint. I've added that area over there and the steps leading to it. So from the store, let's go. There is in the main room this. There's also the turkey. It's there. And then this here. And then there are the ceiling lights. Also, there is that mirror there. So the house is a starter home, and that's because there is a level skip marker on that floor here. And as you can see, in Leave Mud, we are directly on the what is supposed to be the second floor. And you can see the beams. So that's what is counting in the price. Even the garden doesn't count because there is a level skip marker there too. That's what I usually do. I have a level skip marker when there is foundation. So if you don't want that, if you want the house to be more expensive, so you need the cheat. Restrict build by in buildings false, and then also by debug. That way we're going to have access to the markers in the by debug catalog. Let's get in build mode. So I also have testing cheats enabled true. It's always on in my game. So that's why I haven't typed it there. And as you can see, there is the marker, the level skip marker is appearing there. The one for the rooftop is there, because when I open the house, it goes directly to that floor, just that one. So this one is skipped, and so is this one. But of course the Sims can go there. They are able to use all the items over there, and also outside. And you can even zoom in on them when they are in the house. But if you don't like that, you can pick it up, delete. It's not there anymore. The house is going to cost way more. But let's see how much. So it is almost 50,000 without the marker. So here you have it. You can still have it like empty, and it's going to be way less. It should be a starter home as an empty house. And this time we have access to the true floor. We can, and this time there is no, that floor is not skipped anymore. So there are actually 2 floors in that house. I'm going to place the marker back on that floor for my version, and I'll see you afterwards. So it's back to being a starter home, 14,222 simoleons, and I'm going to keep it that way in my game. Link for the download is going to be under the video in the description box. That's going to be it for this makeover and this video. I'll see you in the next one. À bientôt!